Steve's in the building. We see this man all the time. He is the man. I told you we had some legends in the building. 4-time champion. Right here from the ATL. Matter of fact, the last time there was a championship boxing match in Atlanta, this man was in the ring. I need everybody in here to please make some noise for the great Evander Holyfield.
Evander, how are you? It's so special to be in Atlanta. This is your town. What are your memories of fighting here? You fought here several times.
My amateur career started here when I was just a kid, 8 years old. I was told that I could fight Ali. This is my direction, don't quit. Eventually I became there with
21 years ago was the last world title fight in Atlanta. You and Vaughn Bean. What do you remember about that fight?
Well, now,
if you are not working media person, I need to tell you like this. If you're not working media,
don't let
me get you up.
Besides of it.
I bet you didn't think it would be 21 more years before there was another title fight in Atlanta.
But no, I know, and you know, as long as the fight is here, it's opportunity. Only way is for it's opportunity.
Gervonta Davis now calls Atlanta home. That's why we're here. What have you felt as you've been back in Atlanta for this fight? What have you felt from the people? How excited are they? What is the magnitude of this event for this city?
Well, as you can see, you know, it's a lot of people like it. Good fight. One of the best. I think it's surprised they didn't get the chance to see a great fight.
Your first world championship fight was in Atlanta.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure you remember it. It was 15 rounds in those days, too.
Yeah, it was July the 12th, 1986.
86 against Dwight Muhammad Khalid, the defending cruiserweight champ. You had only had how many fights? 11, 9?
12 fights.
12 fights. What the hell were you doing in with that monster after only 12 fights?
I don't know, but all I know, I was in that fight, and I was praying, asking God, don't let me die. He wouldn't stop coming.
And both of you took a beating in that fight, but you prevailed.
Well, yeah. All 15 pounds in that fight. I didn't know if I ever wanted to fight again after that fight.
What's it like when you're in a public setting like this, and you know you're so associated, perhaps more than any other athlete we know, you're so associated with the city. What are the feelings you get?
Well, you know, I guess the big thing in life would help me. As a kid, I was told I wasn't going to be nothing. So, you know, but when I went to the boys club, they told me I could be like Ali. And I had to go home and ask my mama. And she told me I could. Like that. And so when she told me that, she made sure I stuck to the game plan, because I didn't get a chance to go to the prom. I didn't get a chance to do none of the things that a lot of young people do. But because I didn't get a chance to do them things, I became heavyweight champion of the world 4 times.
And it's interesting you mentioned wanting to be like Ali, because the first really big fight ever in Atlanta was Ali Jerry Quarry when he came back after 3 years off and fought Quarry. He got licensed here in Georgia. It's the only state that would give him a license. And I'm sure as a young kid you remember that.
Yeah, I do remember that, and didn't get a chance to see it. Didn't have no money, didn't get there. But when the next day heard on TV that he did win the fight, and we were looking forward to him to being a champion again.
So what do you feel this is a beginning of something new in terms of boxing in Atlanta, that it can be the beginning of something new?
Well, I think that it's always takes somebody else. You know, as the world just goes round and round and round, so up and go down. So I think this is beginning. Boxing coming back into Atlanta, Georgia.
Last thing I want to ask you, Evander, there are a lot of young fighters on this card. A lot of them are trying to get to a championship level, which you did, 4-time world heavyweight champion. How do you explain what keeps the desire when you've made millions, you've won titles? Where does the motivation come from to train as hard as you did? Because you had to train hard. You were fighting guys much bigger than yourself. Where did the motivation come from?
fun at it. I do believe that everything at home is, you know, I had a good mom. And my mom always telling me, say, you know what? You can never be more than a man. So you respect the next man. So, you know, you only gonna get out of life what you put into. So, you know, my friends know what was more important to me. I have to train. So if you don't train, you're not gonna win. And so I guess the big thing my mama told us, listen, follow directions, don't quit. And she said, you realize that now people gonna talk. I'm up, I don't got up. Now they talk you to come down, but they gonna tell you you don't have to. Some people think when you become champion, that means that you're champion. You're only champion because you won that fight. Now you got to be ready for the next fight. And so if you're not ready, eventually you'll be downhill at the start. Because life is about you become champion. You got to fight even harder the next time. And you got to be able to make adjustments. I was able to make adjustments, but this is the reason why you get to have that character. You have to have that thing where that, you know, everybody else getting to go out and do what they want to do, and you have to sit in and train. But I guess the most important thing that meant a lot, man, my mom had good common sense. That common sense part is that when you become popular, and a lot of people know you, then when they come, they're gonna come and watch you. So when they come and watch you, if you win, they're gonna say we won. But if you lose, they're gonna say you lost. So you have to understand about what's come with want to get that attention, because on one of them sides, one day you're gonna have to make some adjustments.
Well, this event, it's about Gervonta Davis, but it would not be the same without you being here representing Atlanta. And for those who don't know, Evander has a son who just turned pro recently, Evander Holyfield, who's fighting. Is that a couple of fights now, 2 or 3 fights?
He's gonna have two.
Two. Okay. Well, he's starting. Everything starts. So we'll be watching him as well.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Evander.
Thank you.
Once again, round of applause for Evander Holyfield and Steve Howard in the building.